Yeah. Just you repeating that, I kind of got goosebumps
Yeah,
just
sorry, bro.
now.
Blessed to have you with me today, my brother. Can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
You got to be one of the more exciting guests I've had to date. When you debuted Knuckle Mania 5, man, you put us all on notice. South Philly zone, real Italian stallion, baby. Cannolis aside, like everyone loves. When heard the Italian stallion thing, I was like, man, I'm in this. And then the skills to match. You came out, you performed on a monster card start, Knuckle Mania, and to have a performance like that, and out, man, you must have been on cloud nine after that. And then the proposal after. So it's a lot to unpack here. But anyway, how you doing today, brother?
Well, thanks. Thank you so much for having me on. And I'm doing really well, just working a lot. I'm sure you know, but I got the boot on, and I haven't really been able to do much training or anything. I'm just kind of lifting, doing upper body, staying active. I'm making sure I keep my weight down and stuff. Good news is I get to focus on my other businesses. So that's what I've been doing with my time.
I seen you doing pull-ups, bro. That those are weighted pull-ups with that boot though.
I know. It don't feel that heavy, but it's got to be like, I don't know, an extra couple pounds. I mean, it feels like it is anyway.
Well, that just goes to show you too, because you know what? A lot of my friends, I don't think got 100 pull-ups in them. So hats off to you, man. A true warrior.
Thank
A
you.
little injury is not going to keep you down. What other businesses do you got going on, bro?
Property and Casualty Adjustment Bureau, my main squeeze, and a branch that we just started, me and my partner, Chris. We just started a restoration company. It's called Prestige Restoration. So basically, these are like two arms of the same business. Basically, like whenever you have a loss for a property, we come out, and me saying loss, like an insurance loss, a crack in your roof, could be someone driving through your property with their vehicle, could be a broken pipe. Typically, when these things happen, you got to call someone for repairs. We come out, we mitigate the problem, stop further damage, and then we could also represent you to your insurance company for greater values of money. These are like two of the key things that we do, and we help people. And then on the end of everything, we actually do the rebuilds. We have a construction company called Premier Construction. They all go hand in hand. They all help each other out, and we help a lot of people.
Right on, man. I'm actually a little bit familiar with restoration myself. Flooded basements, do the cut, the drywall repair, and all that. It's smart too to have both sides of it to do the restoration and then the rebuild. That's smart thinking. You're not just a talented fighter. You got a good head on your shoulders.
No, definitely not. Yeah, and I went to culinary school for 6 years before this. Also, I like business.
Yeah, I figured you were a big foodie. Just an interesting guy too. Coming out of Philadelphia, rich heritage from Philly. Love the Rocky thing. I'm a big Rocky fan myself. Anyway, going to your debut, when you came into the ring, it wasn't a normal debut. Normally, when someone comes to bare knuckle, they have a bit of a feeling out process. Sometimes they're a little bit unsure of themselves. They eat a knuckle sandwich or two, maybe start rethinking everything.
Yes.
The first thing when I saw you, I was like, wow, this guy is super comfortable. He's not nervous, just a fighter at heart. You got finishes in boxing and MMA as well. So do you think maybe that's why you were just looking at it, hey, it's just another fight?
Yeah, I think everything in life that you do up until those moments prepare you for how you react in the big spotlight or in the pressure moments. Ever since I was a kid, in high school, I had high pressure moments, whether it be in hockey, we had a lot of, like state championships or big tournaments, national tournaments. And I've also competed in culinary arts, high pressure moments too. When I was, I think, a sophomore, I was the youngest guy to compete in FCCLA. I medaled. I got number one in New Jersey. Then we won in districts, regionals, and then we went nationals. I got number two in the country. I got number one in the country when I went to Culinary Institute of America at the Javits Center. I'm doing a culinary salon in college. So moments like those definitely just help you in preparation. And I know that they're not a fighting sport, but it is a very, very high pressure, high stakes event. When you could keep focused like that, manage a team or manage a timeline, and basically like you're telling yourself what is more important or what do I have to put in front of the other step first, right? I think all that stuff matters. And business, even running businesses, sometimes you're put in different positions. You got to stay focused or work harder or whatever. You can never really take your foot off the gas in all those moments. So if you do find yourself in a bad position in life, you can lean on to these other things that you fought through or worked work through. You know what I mean? I feel like I flourish in those high pressure moments in fighting, and definitely the street fights, the professional fights, the amateur fights, everything all helped me for that moment. You know?
Most definitely. And most of the bare knuckle MMA fighters, some MMA fighters, super talented, super trained, but not necessarily fighters. Almost like you've said it before. You got something to say to me? Come see me. We go to the bathroom, whatever. You could tell you're not backing down from a fight. It shows. Not only are you super talented, you look super clean. That's a high pressure situation. Big card. You left a huge impact, which says a lot. That card was stacked top to bottom. It literally was this year, January 25th. You had three fights, almost four fights in 1 year. And even on the third fight, they announced you, Mr. Worldwide said, one of the most popular fighters in BKFC history. And that was only your third fight. So just the impact you've made over this past year on the company has been absolutely unreal. And then, like you say, high pressure situations, you go handle business on the fight, and then it doesn't end. That proposal at the end of that first of like, holy, it came for a fifth fight. Now I need a box of Kleenex. But yeah, you delivered, man. You delivered. So covered all bases because you came out, you shined in your talent and your skill, but also you left something for the crowd to think about. Like the cannoli thing was one thing, but like the proposal and just your speech talking about this is my backyard. I came here as a kid. I live a block away. Like that was something for us to remember you by, but it was all 100% real. There was no gimmick about it. The proposal was real. You're still doing your thing, your relationship. So right away, it was like a star was born.
Yeah. Just you repeating that, I kind of got goosebumps
Yeah,
just
sorry,
now.
bro. But honestly, I watched it last night and I was like choking up. I was talking to my wife. I'm like, man, this is probably the most memorable debut in BKFC history. Just everything that went in it, from the weigh-ins, from the performance, from the head movement, not getting touched, to the proposal afterwards. Like it had it all, man. Like you blessed everyone in the building, but you also made your name, and rightfully so. Now they can't get enough of you, man. And yeah, I can't wait to see what's next for you. And then, so
I
anyway,
appreciate
the
it.
cannoli thing. I heard you didn't really like you picked up cannolis, you weren't really planning on doing anything bad, just kind of handing them out, and then you felt like he was maybe sizing you up a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's no cannoli for you.
Yeah. No cannoli for him after that, you know?
Yeah. So then after that, and then so the next couple, you kind of snuck them in, got your cannoli slaps in, and then the second one was funny because Buddy actually started eating it off the ground. So I like that a bit. But then the third one,
Yeah.
after you hit
He
him,
was
you're
a good
kind of like,
sport.
like I got to do it now. Do you feel like it's a like I don't think you're a guy that needs luck, but do you feel like you just have to do the cannoli slap now, or do you think maybe the next guy's ready for it?
I mean, I think a lot of people are expecting it, and if they're not, I think they're full, but I think it's inevitable. I mean, you're only gonna do so much, you know what I mean? It's not so much about the cannoli. I just think they're gonna get cannoli no matter what, whether it's with a physical cannoli or me just putting my bare hands on their face. I think it was fun in the beginning. I mean, I'm not necessarily planning on doing it every time or even again. It was kinda like I was a one-shot deal for me, and it wasn't even planned, to be honest. I just wanted to have some fun with it.
It's sticking to you like glue. I was even saying, I'm
Yeah.
like, I need to get one of those Johnny Cannoli t-shirts. Like 100%. I need to get one of those ordered up in the mail. Are you
I
guys?
get quit right now and just open a cannoli shop,
Yeah,
and do great.
yeah, for sure. That's why I could tell you're a big time food guy. The real Italian Stallion. I love that. Let's talk about some Rocky movies for a little bit. I actually wanted to watch back Rocky 5. It's the one I've probably seen the least amount, but when he fought the guy in the street, was that technically a bare knuckle fight on Rocky 5?
Yeah, yep. It's funny when you mentioned that, it actually Rocky 5 popped up in my head first before any of them. Tommy Morrison, they had a fist fight, you know what I mean? And I think you take a lot from that too, like a lot of life lessons because, a lot of fighters, nobody knows who they are, nobody appreciates them, they're nobodies. When you're lucky enough to have a mentor or somebody who cares about you, whether it be a father or a coach, an uncle or someone you look up to and you could kind of ride their coattails and learn from them, It's very, very important to not forget where you came from. Us being from South Philly, being Italian, being very loyal to our neighborhoods and our communities and the people that raise us. As you get to be more popular or you get the notoriety, I think it's very important to humble yourself and remember where you came from and not too big for your britches. You know, I'll always remember that scene. I think it was one of the best scenes you could possibly watch as a kid for a life lesson. And you know, the cool thing about it too was it was an actual street fight. Like they didn't care. You know.
No, yeah, that is well said, and you're totally right. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, right? Like sponge up, pay your homage to the guys before you, learn something. Stay humble, give thanks, and be grateful.
Tourists could probably kick my ass too. You know, I learned.
Rocky Five, it's a bare knuckle fight, so it's almost full circle here.
Yeah, you see it happen all the time too. Like a lot of the fighters they'll get to a certain level and they'll say, you know what, it's time for me to leave and go to the next best thing or next biggest thing. And it's not always the case. Sometimes you know you gotta like just stay grounded and stick with your team. I'm with my team until the wheels fall off, and I'm comfortable with that. I believe in my team, and if I didn't, I wouldn't even be with them for this long. You know, that's just me. Other people could do what they want with that. You know what I mean? Do I cross train? Do I go visit people? Do I meet new people? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But my home base is my home base, and it's my family, and we're stuck together.
I respect that. You got to be respectful and don't forget where you came from. You strike me as one of those guys, the Philly heritage, Rocky. And so just going back to that, like I said, if you had to pick which one was your favorite, like I'm gonna say off the jump, I like the first one just because of the grittiness and the come up story, and it's the first one that gets to want you seeing more, right? But then you got everyone seems to have different ones. A lot of people like number four with the Russian. Number three, we had Mr. T. Number two, he gets the win over a ball. They're all stand out. Like I'm probably gonna have to watch these back this weekend. I'm gonna save my favorites number one, but I wanted to know what Johnny's favorite was.
I'd say number one or number two. They're the most classic ones. They're the originals. You know what I mean? Every
Yeah,
single series in the world, like I don't care what it is, after like season one or after like the first one or two movies, they just kind of get played out. Godfather one and two are the best, but then you got three. It gets like a watered down product after that, you know?
I agree with you there. I was just real young too. I just the product. I loved all of them. That was a great series. That's why the world needed somebody to bring it back. Someone from Philly. It's authentic. Please aside, South Philly's real Italian stallion. Now we got something here.
I just got a call today and a text from some directors and some people. I think they want me to play a role in I Play Rocky, which is really cool. That's
That's
a really.
unreal.
I just hope it all works out. And you know, I don't think I'll be a lead role only because I'm bald and it just doesn't make sense. But other than that, I think I deserve a role in there.
Well, 100%, man. And fuck that. Who cares about that? Have you been bald? How long have you been bald for?
Probably 10 years.
Okay, because I seen some of your MMA fights and you had no hair too. I don't know if that was a choice by you, but I've been wearing a hat because you know what I mean. My time is coming.
I'll be honest. It was like I had a full head of hair, but it was like a little bit pulling back. It was like receding. I just buzzed it. I didn't really care. And then after a while, you start buzzing it, and then you're like, I just started shaving it. Thank God I had hairs on my head or anything. Too bad.
I know I might have to stick with the hats for a bit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, man, it's almost when I think back about this, I'm just like, man, I can't believe it's only been a year. It's still 2025. You debuted this year. It's crazy the amount of strides you've taken so far.
Yeah,
Proud
even
of
my
you.
following, I went from like I might have had 15,000 followers or 18, I forget what it was. But since my first fight, it went like, I think almost overnight. It went to like 39,000. And then fight after fight continuously, I kept on. I actually became more of an influencer, not even because I tried. I was just being myself. And I was going around like doing food reviews, which I've been doing for however long I've had Instagram or what's the other one? Snapchat. Like I still use all these things just daily and because I was always in the food. But I started going to restaurants, I started making videos, and I've always done that. But now I started to build a little bit more of a following, and I learned to like collab with people, and now I'm like over 100,000, which is pretty cool. And I think the value just skyrockets after you hit a certain number, and you could even start like charging money to do reviews or different posts for people, ads and whatnot, you know, for sponsors or whatever.
Doors open up once you get a solid following.
Yeah, I can't wait to have a million.
There you go. Hey, you know what? There's a lot of people that like bare knuckle, but there's way more people that like cannolis and food. So once you get
That's
all
right.
that together, you're gonna be an internet monster out here, brother. Are you still taking fights uh, right now that aren't bare knuckle? I know you're healing up. Would you still be open to like an MMA or a boxing fight?
Yeah, it wouldn't really matter, but I was speaking a lot about loyalty, and right now I have an obligation for BKFC and David Feldman because he gave me an opportunity that not a lot of other people in his position gave me. Like UFC didn't knock on my door and say, "Hey, come fight for me," and that was a goal of mine at one point. I feel that I should, not only do it for myself, but do it for all the fans and do it for him and do it for the organization to keep going and go for that belt and bare knuckle. So right now, I think even people are offering me stuff, and even if the UFC came to me right now, I don't think I would take it because, I have a set goal. They gave me an opportunity, and everything's just working out beautifully.
I respect that. And you
Mhm.
know what? I think you have a bright future within the organization. So when we talk about possible titles, are you planning on staying in the 185 weight class?
I actually would prefer to be in 175 just because I fill out most at 175. I fought at 185, I fought at 195, 190. I don't think I ever fought at 200 pounds, but I used to, at that time, I used to walk around a lot bigger, lift more weights, and I was just bulkier. But now the way I fight, I'm more elusive, I'm quicker, and I hold the weight really good, and I feel like I have more power than a lot of these other guys at 175. So I feel like long term, that's my weight class. But I'm not locked in or cemented in place there. I could fight anybody. If I walked out front right now, hypothetically, even on the boot, if somebody attacked me and they're 250 pounds, we're going to fist fight. I'm not going to ask them for their weight or their height or their reach. We're just getting it in. We'll see how I do with these rest couple of fights. Hopefully, I could solidify myself all the way at the top, and then maybe there's a graduation point. Like a lot of fighters and other organizations do. They leave, and they go dominate another weight class. So we'll see. Time will tell.
Because I wasn't really sure because you debuted at 175, looked phenomenal, and then the last couple I think were closer to 185 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, funny enough, my goal was to be a 175 for the one fight, and I think it was 2 weeks before, or maybe a week and a half. And I was tapering beautifully to make weight. And I've never missed weight, by the way, like 20 something fights. Never missed weight ever. And, I remember, I don't know if my hamstrings were out of whack or my hips, but something threw my lower back out. And I had to take like 5 days off before one of the fights. And I couldn't train. I'm usually running 3 to 5 miles a day, getting this weight off naturally, just a little bit every day with diet. And I think I called one of the matchmakers with David and I said, listen, I'm not going to pull out of this fight or anything, but I just don't believe that I'm going to be able to make weight like I usually do. Would it be okay if we offered the opponent to come up in weight 10 pounds? If we're going to make weight, I look at it this way, if we're going to make weight anyway and rehydrate 10 pounds or more on fight day, what's really the difference? They actually agreed and we came up 10 pounds and I was able to fight. With that injury right before the fight, throwing my back out, I was almost faced with a position that I was going to pull out of that. I'm always thinking about my opponents because I know how hard they work. And to pull out of a fight right before is really messed up because it's happened to me multiple times. I didn't feel comfortable doing that. So I was like, listen, no matter what, I'm going to fight, but I can't make the weight. So if you could adjust it, I'll still get in there. You know, Worked out.
That is something. It's part of the game. It's
Yes.
unfortunate when it happens. You put in all that work in the gym, training, discipline, weight cut, things, and then something happens. It sucks. It's the nature of the business. Injuries happen, fluke injuries happen.
Hmm.
Some of these pullouts are questionable. Most of the time, guys get upset about it, but it's part of the game, unfortunately, right?
Yeah, I was ready to fight with the broken ankle or the broken foot a couple weeks ago, and I just couldn't. I mean, technically, could I have gone in there and done it, whether win, lose, or draw? I could have, but I'm looking at it this way: if you go in there and I push off my back foot and now I pop my Achilles, I'm not even
Exactly.
worried about losing. I'm not worried about losing. I'm worried about a further injury that's going to leave me out for a year and a half and maybe not even heal correct after that with surgery. So it just wasn't a good time.
That's the smart approach, man. You don't want further setbacks. And like I said,
Mhm.
like it's human beings in here, you know. So we like you gotta heal up. Don't You can't just be treating them like bags of meat. Speaking of bags of meat too, I had this vision, bro, because of this back to this Rocky thing. I'm sorry to keep going back here. It would be a cool Instagram video, like a side by side, you on the other, both you guys just throwing combinations to like a half cow in the freezer.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Hitting the stacks of meat, breaking some ribs.
yeah. I love that. I love that scene.
Maybe it's time to bring it back.
Yeah, yeah. I got a couple guys too. They have the hanging meat in their fridges in butcher shops. I could probably
That'd be
pretty
sick.
cool.
That'd be sweet, bro. We gotta bring Rocky back. Shout outs to
I'm in.
Sylvester, man.
I'm in.
Yeah, I've been trying to get my wife to watch the series with me. She's just not interested, but she loves Tulsa King.
It kills Tulsa King. Not even comparable.
Yeah.
And I like
Well, that's
Tulsa
why I was
King,
like,
but
we gotta watch the
the
first
Rocky
Rocky
movie is
movie.
like the best. Yeah,
That's what I mean. You can't sleep on these. She doesn't like fights as much as me
absolutely.
though, so to each their own. So another thing that's really interesting, I'm a massive hockey fan myself. The Philadelphia Flyers reached out to you first as a fight coach, which to me was unheard of. And that's got to be a super rewarding and cool job to go and help these hockey players because, hey, it's been a long time since the Broad Street Bullies. Philly's getting tougher with somebody like you in their corners. Who are some of the big name scrappers coming off the Flyers right now?
We're working on Oliver Bonk more than anybody. I think the whole entire team's developing, not just for scoring, but to get to be tougher. The team's got a ton of potential. I just went to the home opener the other day with my partner Andre. It was an unbelievable show, by the way. They had a couple scuffles, no scraps, but a couple almost. But they actually beat them 5 the other day. They played Florida. It was a great game.
Let's go. Yeah, I
A lot of
seen
energy.
I seen a video you saying, when someone grabs a hold of you, like maybe the best response isn't to wiggle out, but to try to use it, right? You're talking about pulling that shoulder back and landing an uppercut. It could change the dynamic of hockey, Like there's been a lot of chatter about hockey, it's turned into a faster paced game over the years, not as much enforcers on the ice.
I
But
like that
maybe
old school hockey, the dump and
yeah, who
chase,
doesn't?
hitting guys in the corner, putting a
Yes,
guy out front, shooting it low, getting a rebound. That to me is hockey, and I love the dangles. I like the higher paced, beautiful finesse shots and the moves. I love all that, but you need a good mixture. You know what I mean? Um, and there's also no sense in like throwing a behind the back pass if you can't make a layup. So if you're
oh
making all these
yeah.
fancy passes on the ice and you can't score, it's just what's it for? I like basic hockey, and I like that intimidation factor, almost like bullying. You have to bully for the puck. You know what I mean? You have to be a show of force, a wrecking force to so people don't mess with you.
No doubt, and I'm with you, man. I like that old style hockey,
Yeah,
dump and chase, lay lumber in the corners, go into those ugly spots. It's
yeah.
fun to watch.
You got to have a presence. You got to always have a presence on the ice at all times. Whenever I played hockey, I wasn't the most like I wasn't a pretty player, not by no means at all. I have all the moves in boxing, like I make guys miss and all that shit. But I was the complete opposite in hockey. But my game was, as a role player, as an enforcer, I made plays happen. If I made a hit, it caused the puck to come out, and then they got it and we scored. Or I was parking my ass right in front of the goalie, getting him frustrated. He's focused on me. I'm drawing penalties. I'm fighting. I'm doing everything I have to get my opponents or the other team to look at me, focus on me, and then my teammates are just having easy goals.
Stuff like that that doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but that's gonna take over
Yes.
a game. And real
Yeah.
people that are watching hockey that really love hockey doesn't go unnoticed, right? Those are the players that stand out to me. They might not necessarily be scoring goals, but they're rugged, they're timid. You can't get the puck off them in the corner, and they're fearless.
Listen, I value a player in baseball like that can make a catch, make a play, get guys on base. People always look at like Bryce Harper, Castellanos, or like Schwarber, and they're always looking at these guys because they hit these big ass home runs, and they kind of overlook these other players. You know what I mean? That are all key factors and just playing their role to make the team go. You know,
Yeah,
Every
it's a team
everybody on
sport.
that ice always matters. It is.
100%. So, when's the last time you did some stick handling?
Actually, I have a hockey stick in my basement. I'm always messing around. I do it more for hand-eye coordination. It's good just to have some fun. I'm always dangling in my basement. I actually got rollerblades down there on tile, but So I have that. We actually play. We'll play hockey in Jackson Street in South Philly. We'll go there. We'll play open hockey, and then once in a while I'll get on the ice. When I am training the Flyers, we'll be on the ice at least once a week. We'll be training these guys on the ice. I get to do some plays with the team when they're in actual team practice, which is another cool perk that me and Andre have. I didn't really expect that in the beginning, but now that we're on there, a couple of the coaches they offered us to run a couple of drills with the team, which is really cool.
Man, that's like a dream come true for a hockey
Yeah, it's
fan
cool.
from Philly.
Yeah, it's awesome. We get to beat the shit out of each other. We get to like, have some fun tussles, coach them, and then we could, play hockey with them. And it's like all these guys are most of the guys are younger than us, but it's pretty cool because I love the Flyers. I looked up to the Flyers my whole life. And even being a 30-year-old man going on the ice with them now, I kind of like look up to the team and it's like always playing. I don't know. It's just a really really cool experience. I never would have thought that I would have this position, and I'm honored to do it.
Oh, that's unreal, man.
Mhm.
I'm happy for you, buddy. Philly too, like I'm pretty sure they were the seventh team, right? They were the first team in the expansion.
Yeah,
They seem like they're like, when you just think off the top, it's like Philly. Are they
they're one of
original
the
six?
classic
No, but
teams.
they're just after. They're just after.
Yeah, yeah,
Like the heritage of Philly itself is deep too, right? Like that's where they
mhm.
signed the Constitution. You probably know
Who were
more
the
about it
original
than
six? Detroit, Montreal. Who else were the
Bruins, the Leafs,
Boston,
Chicago,
Maple Leafs? Well, Maple Leafs. Yep, Chicago. What are we missing?
Red Wings.
I said Detroit.
Did
I
you? My
said
bad.
Detroit.
So yeah,
Yeah, I
we got
said Detroit.
Detroit, Boston, Chicago, Montreal,
Yep, said 'em. Top
Boston.
original six NHL. Huh?
I should know this, bro.
That's bad. New
I'm
York. What the
embarrassed.
hell? We didn't say
New
New York.
York, the Rangers. Ah, it's because I'm a Bruins fan, bro. Don't hate me
So
for
yeah, the
that.
Flyers were what are they, 17?
I believe so.
Yeah.
They came in
The
with like
Flyers
the
were the
Kings,
seventh.
the North Stars. I think the California Seals or something.
Out of six new teams. So they were So it made 12, yeah, technically they were part of the new six. Wow, look at that. California Seals, LA Kings were the same. Minnesota North Stars, the Penguins were added with them, and the St. Louis Blues.
And the Blues, yeah.
1967. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So I'm
Hockey was
happy for
crazy
you,
back
bro.
then.
As a as a hockey fan, knowing that you're probably a diehard Philly fan your whole life, like that must be a dream come true.
Yeah, I mean, we had season tickets. And like when my grandfather was alive, he used to work at the Wachovia Spectrum. So he's seen a lot of the history that unfolded, a lot of the fights. And he also worked the vet, so just Philly sports in general. But listen, it's cool to be a part of it. I feel like personally, I'm a part of not only Philadelphia history for being an athlete myself out of the city, being a Philadelphia fighter, but I'm also part of NHL history as well because to have a fight coach, of my knowledge, I don't think it's ever been
Yeah.
done.
No,
They've
this is
never really
new.
hired a coach, and it's working out. I wouldn't be surprised if other organizations in other leagues or even throughout the NHL, I wouldn't be surprised if they hired a fight coach because they're going to need it. Quite frankly, they're going to get their asses beat.
That everybody's behind at this point, man. And yeah, you're
Hmm.
right. You're making history with this for sure, because
This
it's
has never
it's
been done
definitely a new
before.
thing.
Uh, did you see the bare knuckle fight championship on ice? Did you see that too?
I
That's a
did
new
see a
thing.
couple of those. I was gonna ask you about that ice sports. Would you consider jumping in there ever?
I think I would smash everybody in the whole entire league.
Yeah, like
Everybody.
I saw the first like one or two. I think they did one in like Edmonton or something. But
Yeah.
then they just had one recently, and I thought they
They
said
did it in Florida.
this one's the first one. Tampa, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It was a
Yeah,
pretty
so
good show
that
too.
yeah, that one looked a lot better. The first one that I saw on YouTube, I'm pretty sure it was in Edmonton. It looked like the boards like, you'd put down in your basement to get some skating in, right? But this
Hmm.
last one in
Yeah.
Tampa it looked a bit bigger to me. I don't know, I could be wrong, but it looked a little bit bigger and it looked like they were skating a little bit better. I feel like they did better with the artificial ice.
Yeah.
You think you'd run through that roster though, probably, eh?
Yeah, it would be yeah, I would put a clinic on. I don't think that they would have any shot in hell.
Do you have so do you think you're undefeated on the ice?
Yeah, I never got my ass kicked on the ice. We used to smash people. I played with some rough guys. We used to fight every listen, we fought before even getting on the ice, and then sometimes after we would go into each other's locker rooms to go outside after the fights. We used to get
Yeah.
it in.
Oh, I believe it,
I
man. I
played
believe it.
four games a week, two practices for two different teams all throughout high school. Even in college, we played for the Flyers Cup. I played at the Wachovia Center. A couple times, and like I said, I was a force to be reckoned with on the ice, hitting wise as an enforcer for my role. You know what I mean?
For sure. Being a big time hockey guy, mainly an enforcer, when did you start training for fighting? Were you always involved with like maybe boxing or MMA as you were coming up with the hockey thing, or did that come afterwards?
I started training martial arts around 3 years old in America Karate. It was the first martial art I ever did. Nick Doherty was my sensei. That was the first form of martial arts I ever did. And, we even started competing back then, probably like 5, 6 years old. We were doing like, besides all the katas that they do, the choreographed like fight dances, I'll call them. We did a lot of technique work. We did a lot of sparring. We did a lot of tournaments that you would actually have to fist fight, but it was
Mm,
it was a little different than what we're doing today or like MMA. MMA really wasn't around popular when I was a kid, but we had a lot of point sparring in the tournaments. And I think that style has actually helped me be very successful in MMA, in boxing, and now in bare knuckle.
yeah. No, it definitely goes a long way, that point
Mm.
sparring too. So far, it's 0 points for the other people because I haven't seen you get hit yet. In
Yeah.
the second, maybe you took a glancing blow to the neck, maybe your level changes in that head movement, and then you
Mhm.
can make people pay. Yeah, I'm glad you came to bare knuckle, brother. You blessed me. You blessed the world with that. But yeah, I was always curious. I'm like, he seems like an athlete. What eventually you just said, screw it, I'm going into fighting. So that's gotta be
Yeah, no, I
your
did, I did, I did a lot. I was in gymnastics at the same time when I was a kid, and we did a lot of dance. My mother had me in a creche and a couple different dance classes when I was a kid, and we always did that. And then growing up throughout high school, I actually had a dance crew. We used to break dance, and all that stuff translates. All the footwork, all the rhythm, just everything.
for sure, for sure. I'm nothing like you, brother, but I do a little Muay Thai training, and my coach Dennis Purick, he actually fights for ONE FC in Thailand, but he says
Nice.
that, he's like, "You guys gotta learn how to dance, you gotta know rhythm. Like, you need to know how to dance to know how to fight."
And then dancing with a partner is different too. 'Cause you have two different rhythms and sometimes no chemistry when you first meet somebody, or like, even if you dance with a partner all the time, but dancing with someone, maintaining range, maintaining your footwork and your steps and your balance, and also coordination with your hands and your feet, sometimes without even looking, So I think it's all really, really important for fighting. Lomachenko was a big dancer. He grew up dancing. I think he did ballet and, a couple of like maybe tap dancing and some classical dancing. That's really, really important for all that.
A lot of people don't understand too, like, it's not just throwing hands, you gotta move your body, your feet are supposed to move with your hands, right? When you see somebody training, like, I'm always like, "Watch his feet though, he's stepping with each shot."
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
some
You're playing
most
chess with
people
your
don't.
feet half the time.
Yes, yes, some people don't understand that, but I feel like good footwork is gonna lead to good everything, hopefully.
Yeah. Gives you a bigger chance.
So, what makes you wanna dance? What kind of music do you hear? What do you like to listen to? What gets you going? What motivates you in the gym?
I mean, listen, when I was younger, I used to listen to rap all the time. Like it was always rap. Now I listen to classical music. I listen to rock and roll. I listen to country. A lot of Italian music, like a ton of Italian music. I think more so like now that I'm 30, I like to focus and relax more. When I was younger, I was just, I don't know. I kind of hate that music now, to be honest with you. There's no substance to it. And as I get older and I start like thinking more of my values and things that are important, if you really listen beyond the beats to these rap songs, it's a lot of nasty. It's just nasty talk. I'll be honest with you. It's not that enjoyable to listen to. It's always like this bitch, my bitch, your bitch, that bitch,
Money, money, money.
drugs. It's just corny and it's overrated.
Yeah,
You sound
yeah,
uneducated singing it or rapping it. Half the
you
time it's
do.
so catchy. I find myself still doing it because it's so catchy. And like if you really break it down and read the lyrics, it's like it's either demonic, sexual, or like making it like young kids having insights to like kill or shoot or hurt people,
Yeah.
or self
No,
harm. It's weird.
yeah, you know
It's a
what?
weird,
And
weird
it
time.
is weird that you mentioned that too, because like, I'm getting up there in age too, and I grew up loving rap, listening to rap.
Mhm.
And yeah, now that you get older, you're like, man, this is like hateful. It's
I just
angry.
don't
A lot
enjoy
of
it.
yeah, no, and you know what? Took me some time because I wasn't raised with a religious background, but over time and life experiences, I've turned over. You know what I mean? I've seen the light, and like nowadays, I feel you. I don't really that music. I don't relate to it anymore. Like, and I just feel like it is a
Yeah.
negative influence. Like it's not good for your mind. Um,
Even the video games. I still play Call of Duty, but like even growing up, I got in a lot of trouble. We didn't go over that, but I got kicked out of 12 schools. I got arrested a couple times. I think my first time I got arrested was 11 years old. And then I got arrested again for a weapon. I got arrested for mischief, fighting, simple assaults. I got disorderly conducts. I mean, you could go on my list. I have a very extensive list when I was younger. And it's not my parents' fault. I don't even think it's my fault. I think that it's the culture of the world and the accessibility that kids have, children have, and whether it be a video game, and the internet is like 10 times, 100 times what we had as kids. I didn't even have social media when we were younger, but we had access to the internet, whether it be a YouTube video, or just the music, and all of it in combination. When you're a kid with an underdeveloped brain, I feel like intercepts and kind of just attacks the young brain of a child, and I don't think parents can really do too much to stop it. It's a scary part, and it's way worse today. And I'm very grateful that I woke up from that as as a man now, but even as a young man, like I realized it at some point because I was getting in so much trouble and I was losing opportunities and hurting my future. But when I have kids, I feel that I'll. It's not so much about being strict because that can have a backfiring shot too, or a backfiring effect for parents. People want to rebel naturally because you want to be able to do something you can't do, and it's
yeah.
like temptation. But I think I'll be on my kid's ass in a good way, and just try to be there and be a little bit more attentive than what what was around me because it's a worser time now. It's definitely you got to be more critical on your kids at this point.
Oh, I believe it, man. I'm a father of a 5-year-old daughter, and it's a
Yeah.
scary thing. It's a scary thing just to raise a kid in this day and age. And I agree with you. Like, and you know what? Like, I was a little bit misguided myself. My rap sheet's probably not as long as yours, but what do you like? And I feel like maybe I had too much time on my hands. Like, I could do anything. I would just disappear for
Mhm.
days at a time, and my mom I'd be like, "Oh, I'm going over here," and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." And then I even thought raising a kid now, okay, I got to make sure I find what she's good at, what she's interested in, and I'm trying to do the things like
Yeah.
gymnastics and swimming, all the stuff. But it sounds to me like you were involved with hockey and all these other things, but then
Yeah.
still kind of, you know what I mean? It's tough as a boy,
Yeah.
especially guys, we got full of testosterone, and when you're just a young boy, you think you're a man, think you know better. I've
Mhm.
definitely made some mistakes myself. How was your environment? What about the neighborhood you grew up in? Was it a rough neighborhood?
I didn't grow up in a rough neighborhood. I grew up in a great neighborhood, but I was always going into bad neighborhoods. I was
Mm,
hanging out with kids that were less fortunate than myself and didn't have the guidance. I felt like I was actually a positive influence on a lot of my friends, but I hung out with assholes a lot of times, and I was always dragged into stuff. Give me one second. I'll let my dog in.
no
He's,
worries,
he's
brother.
knocking. Come here, bub. Come on. What's up, dude? Here he is. His name's Inyaki.
Yeah, what kind of dog you got, bro? I got my dog just
Come
sitting
here.
here too.
Hey, Sam. What's up? What's up?
Yeah,
What's up,
big
buddy?
guy.
What's up?
What's
He's
up, brother?
gigantic. He's gigantic.
Welcome to the show.
Come here. Come here.
Hugo, you getting up
Look at
for
him. Look at him.
this? Come here. Come
Come
here,
here,
Hugo.
bud.
Come. Come on.
Monster.
Come on over. Come on over.
Sit.
What's this?
Good
What's
boy.
this?
Good boy.
You see another dog?
There he is.
Yeah,
Look
look
at him.
at
Ah,
my dog's not my dog's not good with screens. Like some dogs will watch the
that's great.
TV. He's a beast, bro. What kind of dog is that?
He's gigantic. He's an Illyrian Mastiff.
Mastiff. Yeah, he's
Hey,
mastiff.
what's up, Bubbles?
Yeah, he's a big dude, man. How old is he?
He's 5. He's
Jeez,
5 years
it's a
old, man.
pup
Going
still.
on 6.
Let's
Whoa,
go.
whoa.
My
Relax,
dog's
relax.
my dog's birthday
Ah, that's awesome.
coming up. It's coming up. Big party. You're invited. Let's go.
Hey, hey. He's a good boy. He's a fucking killer.
Oh, he's bound to
I
be
got
alive.
his sister downstairs too. Dolce and gnocchi.
Okay.
And gnocchi is the gnocchi pasta. But
Okay,
since I
okay,
was a
yeah, yeah,
chef,
yeah.
I was a chef, and the fact that I'm a fighter and gnocchi means knuckle because it looks like the little
Whoa,
knuckles. You know what I mean?
nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's cool. I
It
didn't
made
know it meant
sense.
knuckle. That's real cool.
Yeah, yeah, great.
So so yeah, like what about religion? Was that always a part of your life?
Yeah, my parents weren't crazy like goers, but my grandparents were to church. Like they always went to mass. Sometimes they would go to mass like during the week a lot, especially later in life. They went a lot more. And I find myself going to mass now. I don't miss any Sunday, and sometimes we go during the week. I love it. I'll be honest with you. If I miss a day, I don't feel right, and I feel like I long for it, and I need it in my life. You know what I mean? A lot of
Yeah.
people today if you're not religious, I'm not judging you, but I feel like you gotta tap in, if you care about your soul and in your life, I feel like you gotta tap into it a little bit more and, kinda just water the plant, you know what I mean? You gotta water it. If you don't water it, it's not gonna grow,
No,
you
you're
know?
you're 100% right. And like I said, I was raised with no religious background. Eventually, that first time that I prayed to God, a friend of mine was in a coma. He collapsed on the ice from a heart attack. He was only 30 at the time. And that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to pray to Jesus. And he came out of the coma. The doctor said he's potentially not going to come out of the coma. And if he does, he's going to have severe brain damage. Well, he ended up
Wow.
coming out and was fine. It sucked. And then it happened again. And I prayed again. And he's still with us today. Sharp. All his brain cells are working. Well, arguably. That was the first thing that kinda opened my eyes, and then just going through life, more doors than once my daughter was born, I was like, "You know what? I need to have her in Catholic school." So, we didn't have a Catholic background. So, we went through the program, became Catholics. I got my wife to do it. She's 40 years old, just
That's
got
awesome.
baptized. Yeah. It's and my life is just elevated in a major way once once God came in the picture, and I'm with you, man. I go to that Sunday mass and I don't feel right when I miss it. Like it's big. I want my daughter to be a part of that. I want her to be raised with these morals. It's a beautiful thing, man. And even I wanted to ask you, I didn't want to get too personal, but I did want to ask you when you get to the ring and you do your prayer, what are you talking about with God?
I mean, it depends. I think, I've said the Our Father. I've also asked,
My favorite one.
say, yeah, my favorite prayer is Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle, be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl around the world for the ruin of souls or seeking the ruin of souls. And that is the main one that I say to myself and I pray to God with. And it's gotten me this far, anytime I've said these prayers and the Our Father prayer, I feel like I'm more connected and it kind of reminds me of like our purpose. And I'm also praying for not only my protection, but the protection of my opponent because anything could happen in there. And as much as I want to hurt them in the moment, I don't want to hurt them permanently so they can't go back to their family. And I train my hardest to make my body a weapon. And I'm always going to train hard because I actually fear that if I don't hurt this person in front of me before they hurt me, well, then the joke's on me. That's it. So I'm going to hurt other people because I fear that I'm not going to have the opportunity to go home to see my wife or my kids or my family one day. And I'll never leave that to another man. So I give all of it to God and I train my ass off every damn day in some way or another, mentally, physically, and spiritually, so I can come home to my family. But I also don't wish death on my opponents, not unless they want to kill me, respectfully. And those are the things that go through my mind before I enter that arena, and I totally transform.
Amen, brother. Amen. That's right. You know what? And this is the thing. When I was growing up, MMA wasn't really a thing for me either. I've seen other people do karate. My parents never really wanted me in that type of thing. My mom doesn't like violence. But for me, I look at the fight game as a whole, right? It's full with a lot of people that have faith in God. You know, you're going in there stepping in against another man. It's just you. Your only backup is the man upstairs. So you have that, and then you look at some of these other, like even we talked about the rap music, like it seems demonic, and you know
Mhm.
what I mean?
It
It's like a
is.
lot of
I mean,
negatives, like acting, like it's all so corrupt. It's despicable. And then fighting, people are like, "Oh, it's so violent,"
disgraceful.
but this is yeah, this is love language out here. The people that are doing it, like they praise God, they're grateful to be here. You know what I mean? They're not just shooting their mouth off about money and bitches and hoes,
Yeah.
pardon my language. It's funny to me because it's like some people think fighting, yeah, it's violent, but it's also a discipline. And I feel like people that do train don't lose their temper as much. They can deal with those pressures. And maybe they do walk away on the street and say, "You know what? I'm going to let this one slide." Maybe not. Maybe not too, but I do feel like it's hand in hand. Like the religion and the fighting, it's like the archangel in all of us.
No, for sure. Percent. And like if you really, really listen to the words and the Our Father, it is the most difficult thing you could possibly live by. Right or wrong.
Yeah, it is. The forgiving the ones who trespass against us. I sometimes have a
It's
problem with that. And
I feel like a
you know what?
hypocrite every Sunday.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes I'm like, "Oh, man." And you know what? I've tried to make amends with certain people where I'm like, "You know what? If I'm in the wrong, I'm all good with saying I'm sorry and all that."
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes it's tough, you know, some cuts go deep and it's like it's tough. I'm working on that myself, trying to forgive more.
Yeah. And like if you really, really read the Bible, nowhere in the Bible will it tell you that you're going to be happy or that you're going to have happiness, but you will find peace. And there's a total difference between them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like, man, look at Jesus'
Having
story.
peace with
He was
something.
on That's right. So we don't really have anything to cry about. We just have things to be grateful for. It's all perspective, right? You change your perspective, you change your life.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I fall short every damn day. I try, you know what I mean? And even when I speak to our Father, I feel like a hypocrite on Sundays. But I guess that's why we go and we kind of ask for grace and forgiveness.
Hey,
You know
we're
what I
all
mean?
sinners, buddy. We're all sinners, but hey, he loves us all.
If you didn't, we wouldn't be here. I
Yeah,
don't think it's by
most
chance, you
definitely,
know?
man. But hey, it's scary times in the world. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
backwards things happening, especially where I'm from Ontario, man, and it's scary over here in Canada.
Yeah. I feel like there's a spiritual awakening happening. I just seen a couple statistics, like I think Bible sales went up 41%. And I can't remember by the numbers for every stat, but Bible sales are up and there's newcomers to church and so many new members and so many conversions now. I don't know what happened this year or last year, but there was like a wave and a resurgence of Christians worldwide, and it's pretty amazing to know that because I
Yeah,
I kind of felt that it was just plummeting. I mean, quite frankly, it was. And now to see that it's very it feels really good. It feels great. And I can relate and speak about it publicly with a lot of people. They all feel the same way. And I feel like the way that the liberal media has been masking and censoring a lot of people for years, it's kind of made people afraid to be able to worship in public and be afraid to speak their mind. And it's crazy because now you have so many different types of people identifying as everything, but we're not allowed to identify, or we weren't allowed to identify as who we were. You know,
yeah,
and I'm not sitting here judging people by any means, but I feel like when we open our mouth and talk about what we do, they judge us.
100%.
I don't know why that is, but it's a double standard. It's not really fair.
No, no, it isn't, man. I agree with you too. And you know what? Here's just a little theory of mine about the presence of God growing greater in these. Like, I think it's just because of how much crazy things are happening in the world. Like, it seems like the devil. You know what I mean? It's like the earth is like a fight between good and evil almost, and you choose your side. Well, the evil has been so predominant, especially in the media. It's taking over the media. It feels like it's taking over everything that, God's just like he's showing himself to more people. He needs to make his presence felt, and people are waking up to it, right? Like once you become a believer, like that's it. You're hooked. You know what's like I just feel like I know now. I feel like I was lost and I'm just grateful. grateful from where I was, where I came, where I am now, just with
Hmm.
everything. But yeah, I owe it all to God, man, and I just wish I knew this earlier in life.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, everything happens at the right time. I believe that too. When I was a kid, I got kicked out of 12 schools, like I said, and some of those schools were Catholic and like Christian based schools. And I wasn't given the opportunity to finish CCD or any of that continual like religious learning. And I wasn't given the opportunity to finish confirmation, getting, receiving communion. And so my fiance and I, we actually went to classes for a straight year. We never missed. We had a set day every single week. I think it was Wednesdays. And, we studied the Bible, we learned. And it's not even the fact that we didn't know a lot of it, but we did learn a lot. And we were actually confirmed into the Catholic Church a couple of years back. And we mainly wanted to do that because we wanted to get married in the Catholic Church at some point. And, we did that together. It brought us not only closer to God, but, it brought us closer. And a lot of the things that we face in life could be financial issues, it could be temptation, it could be a stupid argument between the two of us. If I didn't have God in my life, I don't think we would be so forgiving. And I look at, 89-year-old couples that say that they were married for 50, 60, 40, 80 years or whatever. I think a lot of that is just a lot of, self reflection and forgiveness to your spouse and a lot of apologies and just, accepting like, we're not perfect, but I messed up and I'm going to try my best to change. And, you forgive each other, not too many people today are doing that. They just aren't. The divorce rates are up,
Yeah,
families are split apart and the governments thrive on it because you then rely on the government. And it's almost an incentive the way these tax deductions are, or, they kind of like reward the single mother or the single father. And,
yeah,
it's wrong, but we need to focus and keep our family strong and do what we can for our households, and not necessarily put our time around, each other and then kind of fit God in whenever. You need to fit your time around church. You need to
yes.
make sure you make the time around God. If you put God in the center of your house, it'll be way better, way, way, way better. It really will, you know.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right on that, man. And like I did something similar. I was confirmed this past Easter. My wife, she got baptized. I was already baptized Orthodox. Oh, yeah, we went through the classes too. We did it. We put our year into and we loved it, man. Like just to go over to understand it and then just to go around the group and see what everybody else takes from each passage and reading, right? Sometimes they all say the same thing, but they mean different things for different individuals. So yeah, it's man, honestly, I'm very, very, very thankful, blessed, all that to find my way now, so to speak. So yeah, I can't how
Awesome.
yeah, it's deep, man. It's deep. The belief is deep and it gives me meaning. Gives me meaning to life and having my daughter and stuff. You'll be there too soon, brother. You guys got
Yeah.
kids in the
Yeah,
future
God willing.
planned?
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Yeah. Right on, man.
Right
Yeah,
after
that's
I get married,
okay. I was gonna ask you when the date was.
May 16th.
Okay, let's go. Man, I would love to see what a plate of food looks like at that wedding. Probably top notch. Michelin star, baby.
Yeah, a whole lot of food, man.
Yeah, no kidding. Probably a huge wedding too.
Gigantic,
Is
like
your
600 people.
does your wife have an Italian background as well?
Yeah, yeah. Her
Yes.
family's
Okay.
Calabrese, Catanzetta
Okay.
from
I don't even
Sicilia,
know
Sicily.
Sicilian. Okay. My wife is Italian as well, actually. So I'm eating
Where's your
pretty good
family from?
too.
Does she know where she's from?
Ah, babe, where's your family from? Somewhere outside of Sicily, she says.
Okay, nice.
Are you authentic, baby, or you like the ragu sauce? Ragu. She says she's ragu, brother. Yeah. So the on best case scenario, when do you think you'll be ready to get back in the gym and start training?
I'm like, like you already see me, I'm already training, but, once in a while I hit the bag. I can't stand up for too long, but, I actually have like a knee crutch. I'll go or I'll put the scooter in front of it and I'll take like the weight off of it and I'll hit the bag. But my wind's still good. Like I'll do this scare for 30, 40 minutes, like no problem. Like trying to hurt my lungs, like trying to, get out of my
Yeah,
comfort
yeah.
zone. And I feel really good. I'm just trying to maintain that until I get out of this boot. I got like 5 more weeks, and then a little bit of PT, I think, and then we'll be ready for the next fight. You know,
Oh, so you eyeing 175 for the
I'm I,
comeback
I'm
then?
I'm eyeing anyone who David wants me to smash.
Guys, yeah, pure company, man. They're gonna love you over there, buddy.
It's a matter of times until I get through everybody in the division, whoever it is. So whoever's next, it doesn't matter. And I know they're looking at me like a piece of meat, and that's all they are to me. So they're just a they're just a speed bump, a little obstacle, but they're not a roadblock.
Let's go. Let's go. The real Italian stallion, baby. Let's go.
That's right.
Do you have anybody like so you'd like to challenge for the 175 title then? That's where you want to be.
Yeah, 1,000%. I know that there's unfinished business with him and Dave Mondell and Mike Perry, but whoever wins that, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time until I'm knocking on that door. So if it's
Yeah.
these guys that are there when I'm there, then it's them. If not, it's somebody else. It doesn't necessarily matter to me, but that's my gold. I want that belt.
Let's go. You're getting you definitely have a case. You know what I mean? You put another
Yeah.
win on the record. Go lay down, boy. And they're not going to be
Yeah.
able to deny you.
Yeah.
It's
Listen, all
interesting
due
situ.
respect, these guys have been in the game much longer than me. Mike Perry's had an amazing career in UFC, and a lot of fights before that in different organizations and in boxing. And the same thing goes for Dave Mundell. He's got a lot more experience in that ring. I think I beat them both out when it comes to experience in life, and I feel confident all around. There's not an area I feel I'm lacking. I'm super ready. I mean, definitely excited to go to that next level and get challenged.
Pretty soon you're going to be in there with people of that caliber, big name fighters, title contention matchups. It's weird too with all the buildup between these guys, right? Between Mundell and Perry, the face-offs. They did a face-off before the Stevens fight. Then after the fight, he got in the ring. But that same night, they announced there was going to be a fight between D-Day Dyer and Mundell,
Yeah, it
185
just got
champion.
canceled, I think.
Yeah, I think it's canceled. I don't know, like, I've seen a few postings saying it's canceled. I think they're still showing it on the BKFC website, probably because it's the only fight on that card. So if you take that off, they gotta find something big for that Palm Desert card, in my opinion. But it was crazy that they announced that like that, and then the fight's canceled. Like it was weird, you're building the Perry fight, and then you have a champion versus champion fight, which in the past I've heard Dave say, you know what, I don't think one champion can keep both divisions active, keep them busy enough. So it it,
Yeah,
it totally threw me
I don't
off.
know. I don't know who they have in mind, and I think the guy Dyer is a good champion. From what I see, he looks like a strong guy, and he looks very dominant. The only guy I think that deserves that shot is Cody Vidal. I
Mm,
think he's definitely a contender. He's hungry. I've seen him speak about it many times about going for that 185 title. I would love to see them replace Mundell with him to see what happens. I love good fights, and that looks like a really good fight.
yeah, no, I'm with you, and I did see Cody Vidal talking about DJ Dyer online. And yeah, he's an interesting guy too, man. He's got a lot of motivational things going on his Instagram, but
Yeah,
definitely a contender too. And yeah, DJ Dyer, like after that Richmond fight, like that's a scary man. Richmond's no joke, and that was some rough damage, maybe some of the worst I've seen.
and it only takes one punch that could change a fight. So anybody can get hit. I can get hurt. You can get hurt. But I feel that Cody Vidal is a really, really determined individual, and it's tough to beat a guy like that with self belief and with a motor. I think he's got a big motor. I think Dyer's a lot bigger than him, but I feel like he could equally match his aggression if it comes to that. But I don't think he has the skill level to match him. I don't. So we'll
That's not
see.
a bad fight. I like it. I would be all over that. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Cause yeah, to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed when I seen Mundell versus Dyer. Like I know it's a big chance. Like if that's something Mundell wanted, then cool. But just the animosity with this Perry thing, like they need to put this to rest. You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing
Yeah,
them shake hands after this. That's
yeah.
that's that trespass thing again, Johnny. Forgive our people who trespass against us. Even with the Borg Faria fight, right? It was nice
Yeah,
that She went to the hospital, visited her.
Yeah,
Borga
that was
gave a
cool.
donation
It's
for her
called
brother.
class. You know, it's
Yeah, it
called
is
class. And
class,
even
man.
when the shit talking gets too ugly, I don't really enjoy that, you know. I mean, I
No,
might hit guys with cannoli, but I'm not insulting people's wives, talking about their girls, talking about their family. I don't believe in that shit, you know. And if you do ever do that to me or anybody else, you're gonna bring out a different devil in them, you know.
yeah, it
I
is.
don't think that's
It's
ever okay.
you got to draw the line somewhere, and there's got to be a level of respect. Like, yeah, there's a lot of shit talk, but at the end of the day, anyone you share in the ring with, ultimately, you're gonna respect them for coming in there with you, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
with you there. Some of that talk is just unnecessary. The real fighters or the real fight fans are gonna want to watch the fight anyway. Like, don't compromise who you are to sell a fight.
Yeah, you don't have to.
No,
You don't
because you
have
know
to.
what? At the end of your career, you're gonna have to answer to somebody, right?
Yeah,
So it's stay true to yourself.
that's right.
That's pretty much all I got for my words of encouragement. So what kind of message would you like? I don't want to keep you for too much longer. What message do you have for your fans and any up and coming fighters?
I think, what we went over, all those life lessons like I learned when I was a kid from my mistakes and watching like movies like Rocky. There's life lessons of like never giving up on yourself, never giving up on your team or looking at the next best thing. Kind of focus on everything you have and not what you want or think you deserve or anything like that. Like be grateful for where you're at in life and water that and water the relationship, nurture it with God. Because I think everybody has their own beautiful life, and I think you got to focus on that. And if you do that and you stay true to yourself, I feel like your life could be endless, joyful, and you could live in peace. You know, I think that's you could take that and take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. I agree with you on that one. Life lessons and everything you've gone through, they got us this far. Don't forget about who got us here. Be humble for those who've helped
Yeah,
you along the way, right? So
yeah. What's
I do
meant for
have
you is
another.
going to be left from you.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%, brother. So when it comes to cannolis, you like the pistachio base?
I like regatta like more
Yeah,
than
I'm not. I
anything.
don't. I'm not big on the pistachio ones, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but I wanted to see what you said. I had we have a
I do
bakery.
love pistachio. What do they have?
I don't even know what it's called, but I wish I wanted to stop before I talked to you, but I was fighting time. But everybody says that these ones are the best in the city, but that's not really saying a whole lot, right? But I think it is more of a ricotta base. But I've had a couple recently with like a pistachio, supposed to be at like a real fancy place, and they've been letdowns, buddy.
Yeah, listen, it's hard for me. Like I'll be in Italy in a week. I go like every month or two. I always travel there, and I've been to Sicily. I've been to Cefalo. I've been to Catanzetta. I've been to Catania, Palermo. This is where the cannoli's from, cannolo, and it's hard to compare after you have something so good, you
Oh,
know?
man.
And even if you visit New York and you're not from New York or you're from somewhere else and you come to Philadelphia and you have a real cannolo, it's difficult to top. But I love regatta base. I love pistachio and I like the candied orange. They put in it little pieces. They're really good too. Come here.
So I wanted to ask you,
Best.
what went into the best cannolis. Like I only got a handful in my arsenal. And like I said, I'd say four of the five were letdowns and one outstanding. But okay,
What
I'll look out.
In Philly, you're saying?
No,
In
no,
Philly
no.
or the flavors?
Just from where I my experiences. So you're gonna be in Italy. Is that you're gonna be for that BKFC event?
Yeah, yep, yep. I'll be in Rome. Hi.
That's sweet, man.
Yeah, I'll be in
I'll be
Rome.
in
I can't
Italy
wait.
next year, not till April, but I'm looking forward to it. I've never been, so that's gonna be a bucket list trip for me as well.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for you. That's going to be awesome. And I can't wait.
I'm
Stop.
excited, buddy. But anyway, man, I won't take up too much of your time. It was an absolute blessing to have you and your boy with me. How do you say that again?
And gnocchi.
Knuckles? Yucky.
Yeah. Yep. Gnocchi.
Yucky.
GNOCC.
Okay. See, I actually know that word now, but we're butchering it over here, bro. We're saying like gnocchi or something. That's like
I
the
can't
pasta,
stand that when
right?
they say gnocchi. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
See,
I can't stand when people say gnocchi. It's
my wife
horrible.
is supposed to be Italian. She's not even correcting me. I
Yeah.
told
Well,
you,
you say
ragu.
ricotta, good. It's
Did
like
I?
if you talk to a real Italian, they're going to say ricotta or ricotta. We
Oh,
say regut in South Philly. It's just like, I think it's just butchered and different dialects came
hey,
here and it just got, chopped up. But You got your own language in New York and your own language in South Philly, South Jersey.
I can't wait to see the Flyers play next. Hey, bro, I don't know if you're in
Yeah, I
if
can't wait.
Philly
I'll
comes
be
to
at all the
Boston
games,
though.
so
Yeah, that's
I'll be at
cool.
all the games.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do they give you how are your seats? Decent?
They hooked us up the other day. I didn't know if they were gonna have me in the penalty box or not. It was the first game, but, they gave us really, really good seats. It was really good.
That's amazing,
Almost
man.
almost like on the ice. It was nice.
Yeah, that's great. Big things coming to Philly, man.
Yeah,
It's gonna be the next home for Bare Knuckle. Feldman loves it. He's Philly
yeah.
native
Hopefully,
himself.
we have a mecca, you know what I mean? We have, like, an apex. That's the goal. Have our own arena.
Well, the weird thing, like every card so far, Wells Fargo, 2300, couple Friday nights, every one has been spectacular. So I've even made the comments of a few of my friends. I'm like, I don't know, man. Those Philly cards are unreal. There's only been three, but every single one is just like, especially the one you debuted, Knucklemania 5, man. Like that's a
Beat.
that one has massive rewatch value. That's something like someone comes over, has no idea what bare knuckle is. That's one of the ones I'm throwing on. It's got
Yeah,
it all.
100%.
I had to go buy a shirt, bro. I had to get the Rocky shirt, the Knuckle Mania 5.
Yeah, I don't even have one of them. I need one of them. I gotta ask
Yo,
Dave.
where can I get that cannoli shirt, brother?
I'll send him one. Hit me up after.
No way.
I
Wow.
got you.
God is good, buddy. Okay, last you got any last words? You want to call out some sponsors?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. One, I wanna thank Joey Papaleo for, supporting me. He's been there for man, since day one. Vinny Magliano and his team from Life Med Institute. These guys, they're one of the best in the business, at least in the tri-state area. They have a bunch of, facilities you can go in, and you can actually get your blood work done. You can get balanced if your hormones are off. They have peptide therapy if you have any injuries that are nagging. They do a bunch of stuff to just help wellness, you know? So they're one of my main sponsors. And he actually makes all my shirts for me. So I give them all of my fans. And, you know, without these guys since day one, I probably wouldn't be able to do it, you know, make it this far. You know, thank you to all my fans. And yeah, I appreciate your time.
Appreciate your time, man. Like I said, it's still astonishing to think you just joined Bare Knuckle this year. Like what impact you've made in 1 year. So congratulations to you. Best of luck
Thank
in your
you,
future and in your wedding. Enjoy Italy, my man. And
brother.
God bless. God bless.
God bless you. Thank you, brother.
Take care, my man. I hope to see you at some next events. I'm gonna be popping up at anyone I can make it to.
And let me know if you touch down here in Philly ever.
It's on the bucket list, man. Like I said, those cards are unreal. I definitely got to see one live.
All right, my man.